I have yet to even try out these Cirkul products, but then I stumbled across this tumbler in Walmart and I thought, wow, that is actually pretty neat. I want to try this out. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw in this video, we are looking at a 40-ounce tumbler that will accept your Cirkul flavor cartridges because this is made by Cirkul. You know what though? Enough talk. Let's get right into this review. I purchased my 40-ounce all-day StrawSip tumbler from Walmart for $25. I have seen this listed on Amazon for upwards to $50. That's a lot of money. Of course, these flavor parts are about $4 each. This is supposed to keep our drink cold all day, and that's what made me super excited. I will wash this before first use, but I wanted to show you a couple things that Cirkul put into their tumbler. They actually make this for left-handers or right-handers. Look at this. There's an R on this side, and on the other side there is an L. So the way you put your lid on, like right now I'm set up if I was left-handed for sipping, but if I want to turn this around the other way, line up my letters, and now I can sip from the right side. That's actually pretty cool. Except you might be able to see there's a little tiny arrow right there. I found if I lined the arrow up with the L, I was able to tighten it down for the right side, which is weird. And if I line the arrow up with the R, I was able to tighten it down for the left side, just like that. It's kind of weird. It takes some finagling, but I do appreciate that the lid is actually double functioned or two positioned, so you can use it left-handed or right-handed. This is made of stainless steel. It is double walled, so you definitely are going to be able to keep your drink cold. Another cool part here is they have a fill line so you can avoid spills. So your ice and water should be below this line, therefore you're not going to spill. They also say use a moderate amount of ice. Don't fill this entire thing up with ice because you want to make sure your straw can get all the way down without anything in its way. And of course, you'll still have enough water to drink. I did use a measuring cup to fill this up, and right to this fill line is exactly 40 ounces. I was appreciative of that. You don't lose any of the liquid amount here just because you have it filled below the top, so that's really convenient. When all is said and done, you actually drink out of this in the upright position. You don't actually tip it to drink, so that's kind of a neat little feature. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to go and wash up our tumbler, and then I'll add our ice and water and flavor cartridge and start the test. When I washed it, I actually took the whole thing apart, and so I want to show you how to reassemble it. This little stopper piece actually goes inside the flavor part. You see how it almost fell right into place? What I do then is I use the straw. I'm going to try to push that down and through, and then get this to lock back in place. Let's pull it in. Takes a little bit of effort, but well, it snaps right in place just like that. Of course, we reassemble the bottom of the straw piece. Now I did that because I wanted to make sure I cleaned everything out, right? So the straw comes right all the way down here to the bottom, and then the straw gets reinserted here into the stopper here. Now we're all back together and ready to drink our flavor cartridge. I ended up filling my cup halfway with ice, and then I just filled the rest with some water. I did have to stir up the ice because it sort of froze together, but now it's ready to accept the lid and straw. Stick it right in, turn, and I'm set up for the right-handed application. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add my Cirkul flavor cartridge. This is just some sweet tea. I'm going to put that here. Now, of course, if you know anything about Cirkul, you turn the flavor part to the left, and if you want more water, you turn it to the right, but that's up to you. I'm excited that we are ready for the day, but let's first test this anti-leak feature. You see any drips coming down? Not at all. Very cool. Now that our Cirkul is all full of ice and water, we have our flavor cartridge in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go about my day, seeing how long this liquid stays cold, and well, see if there's any ice at the end of the day. This is going to be a pretty cool challenge. If you're like me and are new to the Cirkul line, this part of the video is for you. This is not a typical drinking cup that you drink out of. You actually utilize this like a straw and drink your water through the flavor cartridge. That's how you actually get the liquid. When you first start drinking, it's important to know that you almost have to prime the cartridge. When you suck up the water, you're actually filling up the cartridge and that little reservoir with water first. So you might not get some water right away, but it eventually will get there. One concern that I have is when I got to the end of the water, I was actually sucking up more air than liquid, and so that sort of gives you that bubbly feeling that you might not like so much. Just something to point out. If you're starting to get low, you might want to fill your water back up. I really do appreciate that I'm able to adjust the flavor of that flavor cartridge because I like it a little more water and a lot less of the flavor. But if you like it strong, you can crank that thing all the way up to 10 and you have a full glass of sweet tea. I will say, however, when you turn it up higher, the product will get used quicker. And I know we tested this earlier, but I want to see, will this spill with the cap open? Well, the answer is yes, I did get a drip, but it's not flowing out like it probably could have. That's pretty neat. I appreciate how Cirkul engineered their flavor cartridge so the cap can actually snap down into place. Therefore, if you don't want it bothering you or hitting you in the nose, you just clip it down and keep it out of the way. I've now been drinking out of my Cirkul, I should say sipping out of my Cirkul for the past 6.5 hours. I still do have some ice left in there, but my water is all gone. Check that out. I still have ice. That's actually pretty impressive. It's kept my drink cold all day. Now, I'm gonna go put some more ice in, fill this back up with water, and continue on. So, tell me, what are your thoughts of this Cirkul 40-ounce sippable tumbler? Something you're interested in? Not so much? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. As I've been using this, there's a couple things I want to point out from a design perspective. Down here, down the handle, it's actually rubber, which helps you grip it. It's on the inside and the outside. That's really convenient. Plus, look right around here. That's just a rubber piece that goes all the way around. And this actually I've found makes it really, really convenient when you're putting it inside a cup holder. It lets it grip and stick. Not to mention, look at the bottom. We have another piece of rubber that makes it so it doesn't slip so easily on surfaces. There's a lot of convenient things that Cirkul built into their tumbler. For those of you that have the original Stanley cup and you're thinking, man, I don't want to buy a new cup, but I would love to have the Cirkul flavor cartridges. There are companies that make new lids for your Stanley cup. I've only seen them in the 40-ounce cup for that lid, and you can actually purchase the lid, use your Cirkul flavor cartridges on your original 40-ounce Stanley cup. In this video, we are taking a look at a 40-ounce tumbler from Cirkul that fits their flavor cartridges. So what do we think of it? Well, first things first, let's talk about that price point. I purchased mine at Walmart for right around $25, which is kind of what I would expect to pay for an item just like this. As I said in this video, I am new to the Cirkul family. I've actually never utilized the products before. And so in my opinion, this is going to be for those customers that already like Cirkul. They just want their drink to stay colder longer. And as you can see by this test, it did keep our ice cold and frozen, and the water was great for over 6 hours, which is the perfect period of time. I really do appreciate how quick and easy it was to set up with the straw and the cap and your flavor cartridges. It was really convenient, and I was set up and ready to go in just a matter of minutes. Now, I know this was not a review for the flavor cartridges themselves, but I picked the sweet tea, and after about 3 days of filling this up 6 or 7 times, that flavor was still there. That was actually pretty impressive. I thought it wasn't going to last as long as it did. In my opinion, for $4, it should last that long, but I was really impressed. I appreciate all the thought that was put into this tumbler, and I think Cirkul did a really good job. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. For me, an important thing to consider when I'm purchasing my own tumbler or drinking cup is, will it fit in a standard size cup holder? As you can see, the Cirkul 40-ounce sippable tumbler absolutely does. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of this Cirkul 40-ounce sippable tumbler. You know what? In this video, we also talked about our Stanley cup. It's a product I reviewed not that long ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that review video right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.